So I'm inviting you to begin in a comfortable position, and that might be quite unique for your body. We're going to be here, as I mentioned, for kind of about 7 to 10 minutes. So making sure that you're as comfortable as possible. And if you need to move during that period of time, please do. I would rather that the mind feels as clear as possible, and to avoid kind of that mind distraction if you are uncomfortable. And if you're feeling a little colder today, it's a little chillier outside, quite foggy, you might grab a blanket, put it over your toes, maybe over your body. It could also be a dressing gown or an extra jumper, making sure that you are comfortable, cozy, warm. And if you are seated, it might be part of your practice to be upright, or you might wish to rest back onto a surface for comfort. And wherever you are, I invite you to make any little movements that feel good for the body, maybe a gentle rotation of the head side to side. If you're sitting, it might be a roll of the shoulders. If you're lying, you might walk your fingertips away from your shoulders, your heels away from your hips. And then allow your body to settle wherever you sit or lay. Bringing awareness to the parts of your body in contact with the earth beneath you. Maybe you close your eyes or soften your gaze and take your experience within. Take a moment to bring awareness to each part of yourself, each layer of your being, from the outer physical body to the energetic body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the spiritual body. And really notice how you're feeling today. Any sensations, thoughts, feelings, emotions that have been with you this morning, or maybe with you for the last week, month, maybe longer. And allow yourself to connect to each layer of your being as we come into our practice today. And if the mind becomes distracted by things to do, maybe dwelling on things in the past or worries for the future, see if you can bring your awareness back to your breath as it moves in and out of your body. And be guided by my voice. Today we will explore opening into gratitude. There's a lot of evidence that a regular gratitude practice can help to shift our mindset, shift how we feel, even in the most challenging of times. Notice if there's anything that you feel grateful for today. Anything that comes up for you, bubbles up from within. They might be big things or small things. Gratitude for the privileges that you have, the support network around you, the parts of your health that are stable. And if gratitude is a real challenge for you this morning, which it will likely be for some of us, you may wish to add in certain words like, I aim to be grateful for, or I hope to be grateful. I am sometimes grateful. That might resonate a little better with you and feel a little more authentic. So allow yourself to sit with anything you feel grateful for. You have the option of lifting the corners of the mouth to smile into the body. Pour love, kindness, compassion into every cell of your being. And now I will read you a guided meditation titled Open in Gratitude, written by Patricia Ellsberg. Open in gratitude for the breath that nourishes every cell in your body and has sustained you from the moment you were born. Open in gratitude for the miracle of your body that, despite whatever weaknesses or limitations, serves you and allows you to sense the wonders of the world. Open in gratitude for your brain that coordinates all the functions of your body without you even being aware of it. Open in gratitude for consciousness that allows you to perceive, feel, and be amazed. Open in gratitude for the eyes that allow you to see the abounding beauty that surrounds you, colors and shapes, the face of a loved one. Open in gratitude for the ears that enable you to hear birds singing, wind rustling in the leaves, words people say to you, and the laughter of children. Open in gratitude for the sense of smell that allows you to enjoy the fragrance of flowers, the scent of fresh air, your favorite food. Open in gratitude for your mouth and tongue that enable you to taste the fruits of the earth, to enjoy a ripe peach or chocolate melting in the mouth. Open in gratitude for the skin that protects you and yet allows you to touch and sense the world. Feel warmth, coolness, softness, and the touch of a loved one. Open in gratitude for your heart that beats faithfully your whole life, from even before you were born. Open to a sense of wonder and gratitude for the amazing gift of being awake and alive in this precious human form. The fact that we exist, or that anything exists at all, is a wondrous mystery. We all live in the midst of a miracle. Take a moment to allow those words to absorb into your being. a sense of gratitude for the senses of the body. Notice if any other feelings of gratitude are starting to bubble up from within. Notice how the words made you feel, maybe not always positive. Maybe you had a difficult response to the words. See if you can observe that response without judgment. And as we move into the more physical part of our practice, see if we can open in gratitude for the things that our bodies are able to do today. Listening to your body and moving in a way that feels right for you. So when you're ready, I invite you to make your way up to a comfortable seat on the mat or on a chair, moving in a kind, compassionate way for your body. If you're seated on the mat, maybe you'd like to lift up the hips on a cushion, a bolster, or you might prefer to come into a comfortable seat. Ensure the soles of both feet are connected to the earth. And when you've made your way there, if you've changed your position, bring awareness to the new parts of your body in contact with the earth. Grow a little taller through the spine, from the tailbone up to the crown. And we'll start to roll through the shoulders and open through the chest. Bringing awareness to any tension you might be holding in the shoulders, physically, emotionally. And seeing if we can release that with the breath. And change direction. And slowly release. Inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, either a slow or fast release. Twice more. Start to circle through the body in either direction, bringing the movements into the torso, into the pelvis and hips. If it feels available, a light connection to the lower belly muscles to help deepen your circle, to help open through the body. A physical opening, maybe an energetic opening. When you're ready, come back to the center, reset the spine, lengthen, and then change direction, the opposite to where you started. And maybe choosing to deepen your circle even when it feels right for you and your body as we open into this new direction. And slowly come back to the center. Inhale, I invite you to sweep the arms up and overhead. You can keep a bend in the elbow. The hands can connect wherever feels comfortable. So there might be quite a strong bend, or you might feel able to straighten the arms and lift them all the way overhead. So wherever you are, connect the hands and draw the thumbs back to the heart space. Inhale, take the fingertips up towards the sky. Again, bend or straighten the arms as much as you need. Flip the palms out to the side and float the fingertips down to interlace behind the back of the body. Option 1 is guide your thumbs to your lower back and squeeze the elbows back to open through the chest bone. Or maybe you'd like to take your interlaced hands down towards the earth and then away from the body. So if I show you here, so option 1 is interlace the hands, thumbs to the lower back, squeeze the elbows back. Option 2, interlaced hands move down and then away from the body. So we also open through the shoulders. I'm going to take a couple more flows. If you find the sequence you've flowed into your sequence, you can soften your gaze or close your eyes as we inhale to sweep. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, prayer to the heart space. Inhale, take the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, float the fingertips down behind the back. Inhale, open through the heart space, maybe through the shoulders. Option to open through the throat. Exhale to release. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, draw that energy back to the heart space. Inhale, back up to the sky. And exhale, float the fingertips down. Inhale to open through the front of the body. And exhale to release. 3 more flows in your own time, at your own pace. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more flow. Come to rest, feel that opening through the upper body. And now I invite you, you can keep your socks on if you'd like a little more contact with the earth. You might want to take them off, might depend on your temperature. I invite you, whether you're seated on the chair or on the mat, to bring the feet in front, wider than hip width apart, hands behind the body, if you're on the mat, pointing in any direction, and gently rock the knees side to side as we start to open through the hips. Now, this might be a very small, gentle movement. Maybe you'd like to go a little deeper if that feels right for you. This can also be with or without a block, depending on the body. So continue to rotate. If you're resting on the chair, I invite you to come back and gently rock side to side. If you prefer to be more upright, you can get that rotation through the hips. Taking 2 more flows in each direction. And then starting to come through the center, bring your way onto your hands and knees. If you prefer not to come to your hands and knees, stay seated. I'll guide you in a moment. And we'll come through our cat-cow flow. Spread the fingertips, Wrist comes under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Unless that doesn't work for your body, you might find that you need to widen your stance or maybe rotate your hands. And you can use your cushions, blankets, anything to support underneath the joints that feel uncomfortable on the earth. On an inhale, I invite you to gently lift the tailbone up to the sky so your belly button moves towards the earth. At the same time, the chest will start to open and bring your gaze towards the top of your mat as you squeeze the shoulders away from the ears, down the body. And on an exhale, tuck the tailbone under now and draw your chin to your chest as you round through the body, coming into your cat pose. So we inhale to lift the tailbone, gently arch the spine, open the chest. As you warm up, you might take your gaze forwards. And as you exhale, we tuck and round through the body. Now see if you can follow your breath and find a flow as you open through the front and the back of the body. If you're seated on the mat or the chair, coming into the same sequence, hands resting on the knees or thighs, inhale to gently arch the spine, open the chest. And exhale to tuck and round chin to chest. Gently moving the spine. This movement may be very small, depending on your body. But starting to bring awareness to any sensations through the spine, the hips, the pelvis. As we might deepen through our cat-cow flow. Taking 2 or 3 more breaths. And then slowly coming up to a high kneeling position if you're on the mat. I invite you to step your left foot forwards. You might want to bring something underneath this right knee, like your block or a cushion. I always recommend if it's a block that it is in line with the knee. That gives a little bit more support. And before you come to rest there, I invite you, so we're in a low lunge position here, and then I invite you to take your back foot, your right foot, towards the left side of the mat. So we're now going to come into a modified warrior 2. If you're sitting on a chair or a sofa, I invite you to step your left foot out to the side. So left toes come out to the left and the right toes point forward. So we have this warrior opening into the hips here. And then in this position, we bring the arms up to shoulder height, reach the right fingers back, the left fingers forward. Unless you need to take a rest, come back to your prayer position. So whether we're seated on the mat or in the chair, we're opening our hips into warrior, and we'll start with a gentle rock forwards and backwards, ensuring that the left knee doesn't ever come too far over the ankle. You might need to lengthen your stance. As we open into our modified warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, you might feel that opening into the right groin. Maybe you feel it in the left leg. Squeeze the little fingers back to open through the chest. And now come to stillness. If you need to take a rest with your arms, come back to prayer position and take 3 breaths here. Tuck the tailbone under, squeeze that right glute, that right buttock muscle. Breathe and take your gaze to your middle finger. Now guide your right hand to your right waist and take your left fingertip up towards the sky. This is option 1. So whether you're on the mat or in the chair, right hand to right waist, Take the left fingertips up to the sky. Keep a bend in the elbow if you need. If you'd like to go a little deeper, option to take the right hand behind the body, straighten the left leg, either take the left hand to the waist or up to the sky, maybe even overhead. Keep the chin lightly tucked and take a deep breath wherever you are into the left side body. So you might be here. One more breath wherever you are. And inhale, come back to the center, and we'll guide the left elbow to the left knee, just above the knee on the thigh, and then maybe take the right fingers up to the sky, or you might prefer to rest it on the waist as we come into our modified side angle, this time stretching through the right side body. So take a couple of deep breaths here. If you're in the chair, this time coming around, stretching through the right side body. And slowly release. I invite you to step your left foot back. And then we'll take the right foot forwards. If you're in the chair, we'll move to the other side. And we'll take a moment to prepare our position, guiding the left foot over to the right side of your mat. You can reposition the length, the width of your body depending on what your hips need. And we're going to start with a gentle movement. If the arms are feeling very worked this morning, you can keep your hands on your waist, but keep your gaze towards your front right knee. Or you might be here, keeping the body upright. As we open into the hips, take a few breaths in your warrior. Come to rest in prayer position if the body prefers. Soften the shoulders. Squeeze the left glute. On your next inhale, start by bringing your left hand to your waist, right fingertips up to the sky. Keep a bend in the elbow if you need to. Feel that stretch through the right side body. If you'd like to go a little deeper, take your left fingertips back, straighten through the right leg and turn the toes towards the long edge of your mat. And feel a slightly deeper stretch along the right side body. 2 deep breaths here. Connect to your center as you start to lift up. We'll come back to our warrior 2 if we're not there already, and take the right elbow to the right thigh, just above the knee. You can start with your left hand on your waist, or maybe the left hand comes up and overhead. Keep your gaze forwards, a bend in that right knee as you take 2 breaths here. And connect back to your center as you release. And now I invite you to come to standing. If that feels available for you, you might stay in your seat. And we'll finish our more physical part of our practice with our tree pose, our Vriksasana. So spreading the toes of the left foot, squeeze that left glute so this leg is strong. If you need to hold on to something for balance, please do. Take the inside of the right foot, the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left ankle and open up through that right knee. So we're strong through our stabilizing left leg and we're open into our left knee. If you'd like to challenge the balance a little more, maybe you slide the sole of the foot to the inner calf. Or if you'd like to go a little deeper, make sure you miss the knee joint and use your hand to guide the sole of the foot to your inner thigh. So wherever you are, connecting to the earth, with or without support, bring your hands to your heart space, opening into our balance practice today, being grateful for however our body is in this moment, serving us in any way that they can. If you'd like to come into your full tree, maybe your fingertips come up towards the sky, and we open as we blossom. And like the autumn, maybe we trickle the leaves off of the trees down to the earth, and then come back to the heart space for one more breath. Slowly release, gently shake out through that left leg. You might be feeling lots of sensations there. And now we'll come to the right side, spread the toes, feel that connection to the earth. We'll guide the sole of the left foot to the right inner ankle. Maybe you'd like to guide the sole to the inner calf, or maybe up to the inner thigh with a little hand support. And wherever you are today, strong through the right leg, open through the left knee, bring your hands to your heart space. Take a moment to find your balance with or without support. You can always take your gaze to a stable surface. If you're in the chair, straightening through one leg and bringing the outside border of the foot to the knee and coming into our modified tree pose. If you'd like to come into your full tree, maybe your fingertips come up to the sky as you blossom. And allow the leaves, like the fingers, to float down to the earth. And make that cycle back towards the heart space. And slowly release, and we'll shake out through that right leg. Release the breath. And now I invite you to start to make your way back down into your chair or onto your backs, wherever you would like to finish your practice today. Guide your knees up towards your chest as you gently rock side to side. You might like to bring one knee at a time. If you're in the chair, bringing one knee at a time as well. And you can change over. And allowing the soles of the feet to come down to the earth. This feels right for your body. Maybe you bring your knees over to the right side, and you can bring your arms out into a T shape or into a cactus. So there's a bend at the elbow and the forearms go up towards the crown of the head and palms facing up. And if you're seated, bringing your knees to one side and take your right hand towards the outside of your left leg as you come into a gentle twist. If you're in your spinal twist, draw your knees back up to the center, draw your navel to your spine to help you And then guiding the knees over to the left side. And you might change your hand position here for comfort. It might be nicer to have the hands on the waist or just resting on the side of the body. So take a few breaths here in your spinal twist. After your next full breath, draw your knees back to the center and do any final movements that feel good for the body. And start to prepare for your Savasana, your resting pose. You might feel able to extend the legs in front, bring the feet wide and rest the feet out to the side. Maybe the arms are also wide, palms facing up, or you might like the hands resting on the body. You can also choose to come onto your side or into a comfortable seat. I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Lightly part the lips. Allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm as it flows in and out of the body. Come back to our intention of practice today, to open in gratitude. Observe if there's any small or big feelings of gratitude within you at the end of your practice. Maybe the same as the beginning of practice, or maybe some new ideas have trickled their way in to the body, mind, and spirit. Option to lift the corners of the mouth to smile into the body. As you take a moment to yourself to think of all of the things that you're grateful for, including your resilience, your perseverance, If you'd like to remain in your Savasana, please do. Otherwise, I invite you to start to deepen your breath. Bring some gentle movements back into the body. Start to make your way slowly into a full body stretch. And a yawn. If you're lying on your back or your side, draw your knees into your chest. And come on to one side. And slowly guide your body up into a comfortable seat. Keep the gaze softened, the lips slightly parted. And we'll finish our practice today with one Om to feel that vibrational energy through the body. Breathing in through the nose. Bring your palms together. Rest your thumbs at your heart space. Gently bow your head to your heart. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'm grateful to share this practice with you. I'm grateful for your support, for your kindnesses, and for your presence. And as you go into the rest of your day and week, maybe contemplating the things that you're grateful for, no matter how big or small, and seeing if that can help to change your mindset, to recognize the things, the positives in your life. Namaste.